I'm speaking at the EO Boston meeting. I'm looking forward to it. A bunch of good people, and this is my former stomping ground. I'm a BU grad.
Peter Shankman is a really interesting guy, runs Help a Reporter Out. We use it all the time for finding out media opportunities. Really energetic guy, social media. If you haven't seen him speak, really great content on social media, but most importantly too, he also runs Harrow, which is Help a Reporter Out. Peter, welcome.
For lack of a better word, social media does not exist. What does exist, for the majority of us, is the ability to screw up to a much larger audience in a much shorter amount of time. Rather than sit here and teach you social media, what I'd rather do is talk to you guys a little bit about common sense. And sort of the 4 rules of common sense that I followed when we launched Harrow, which lent themselves really well to social media. The concept of information has led to a world of transparency. So the first rule is simply transparency. We are in an age now where we respect people who screw up and admit it more so than we respect people who try to hide it and get away with it. Except if you screw up and admit it and then have 8 more mistresses come forward. Tell your audience when things happen, when they're bad, and they will stick with you because they don't feel like you're trying to screw them. But that brings up the second topic, the second point, which is simply relevance. It's a very simple concept. Every time we do Harrow and we say, hey, we want to change this, would this work for you guys? We set up a simple 3-question survey on SurveyMonkey, costs $10, and we get thousands of people responding to this immediately. Easiest thing in the world. Leads to the third point. The third point is one of my favorites, and like the most ironic that I give it, brevity. As an advertiser, as a small business, as a large business, how do you capture someone's attention in 2.7 seconds if you only have 140 characters or a paragraph to do it? Here's your answer. Learn to write. If you learn to write, and you can get your message across succinctly to the point where you make people want to have a call to action, you're 5 steps ahead of everyone else to be going. Fourth point, and this is my favorite, it's something called top of mind, or top of mind presence, however you want to phrase it. Barry Diller started in the mailroom at William Morris, worked his way up to Paramount Pictures, and actually when he was at Paramount, his number 2 was a guy you might have heard of called Michael Eisner. So Barry Diller, when he decided to take the Paramount Pictures job, everyone tried to talk him out of it. It was the late 70s, and Paramount was not doing well at all. He takes the job, and he does something very simple. He goes in every morning, and he goes in a half an hour early every morning. And he calls 10 random people in his Rolodex every single morning. A Rolodex was something they had before Outlook. They would put cards over the stuff. Okay. So he'd go and he'd call these 10 random people every morning and just say hi. Hey, it's Barry Diller. What are you working on? How's it going? It's Barry Diller. What's the latest? What are you doing? How's Paramount? How's the weather in New York? 3 to 4 times a year, if you're in Barry Diller's Rolodex, you get a call from the head of Paramount Pictures just saying hello. So be very aware of what you're saying, be aware of what you're doing, and be aware of the people that are involved in it with you. Listen to what people are saying. Listen to what your audience is saying, listen to what your clients are saying. Learn to write, be brief, be relevant, be transparent, and make sure you're connecting with them. That's social media, that's customer service. That's no different than it was 200 years ago. Everything I told you is basic common sense. And if you stop and think about it, it's basic logic of where we're going. So the best advice I can give you is before you start rushing out to build a Facebook account, a LinkedIn account, a Twitter account, ask yourself, what's the most beneficial for you? And ask yourself, if I'm building this, do I have time to monitor?